My friends, we are here. We are here to celebrate the divine spirit of love with our minds and our hearts and our souls and our bodies. We are here to give because of the abundance that has already been given to each of us, to share with one another and to receive because we were created to depend on one another and to love fully and be loved fully. My friends, we are here to celebrate our differences, the differences that might otherwise divide us, the differences of opinions and perspectives, of age, of body, of culture, and of religious convictions and spiritual intentions. We're here to put things into perspective, to truly celebrate everything that matters and to laugh about the things we take too seriously, and of course to cry about those things that truly touch our hearts. Friends, we are here to free our minds. We're here to grow our souls, and we are here to change the world. We are here at worship at Fountain Street Church. Good morning, welcome, and happy 4th of July. I'm the Reverend Christopher Rowe. I use he, him pronouns, and I serve as the acting senior minister here in this beautiful cathedral of love and this historic temple of peace that we all call Fountain Street Church. And it's my honor to welcome you this morning to our worship service on this July 4th Sunday. Not just 4th of July weekend as it usually falls, but it's actually Independence Day itself. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, whether you live right up the street or across town or across the nation, regardless of whether you're a Fountain Street lifer or this is your very first time, no matter who you love or who you're loved by or what you believe or what you don't believe in at all, each of you and all of us have a place in this community where love and justice and equity and inclusion are the shared work of our liberating faith. This morning, we welcome a very special guest to our virtual pulpit, Jim Culver, as we continue with the week 6 part of our summer speaker series. Though I have never personally met Jim, I've heard wonderful stories about his shared music ministry with all of us here at Fountain Street Church, and so I'm eager to not only hear his message to us this morning, but also hear his many wonderful music pieces that he is going to be sharing with us all the way from Florida, where he now lives and ministers. Thank you, Jim, for your gifts of words and perspectives today, and of course for your special treat of music. My friends, when we think about this Cathedral of Love, when we talk about Fountain Street Church and Independence Day, it doesn't take long for us to draw connections between our sacred community and its deep historic desire to be an independent congregation. But independence does not automatically mean isolation, but rather interdependence as we recognize and we celebrate that even as independent beings and an independent spirituality, we rely on one another and we are needed by one another. And so on this special July 4th Sunday, I invite you into this sacred hour of worship with one another, celebrating and affirming this interdependence Sunday of this unique and special place that we call our spiritual homes. This is Fountain Street Church. I am the Reverend Christopher Rowe, and I am so glad that you are with us this morning. Welcome.
Our readings this morning speak to finding a right place for each of us to come into the integrity of our own answers to life's questions. Of our 3 readings, the first 2 are shown on your screen. The teachers who are indeed wise do not bid you to enter the houses of their wisdom, but rather lead you to the threshold of your own mind. I've always been in the right place and time. Of course, I steered myself there. Our third reading, actually a joke, speaks to what might happen if you don't do the work of finding a right place for yourself. I share this humor today in honor of one of Fountain Street's finest role models, John Cook. His leadership, wisdom, and Dutch comedy routines with another Fountain Street pillar, George Zuiderveen, informed my life more than he'll ever realize. One winter day, 2 Dutch Hollanders named Jan and Jorge went ice fishing. As they started drilling into the ice, a voice from above boomed, "There are no fish under the ice." Heeding the advice, the Dutch duo moved about 20 feet and started drilling again. Once more, the voice from above boomed, "There are no fish under the ice." Jan stared at Jorge, then gazed up and said, "Oh, we are just fishermen from West Michigan. Are you God?" "No," said the voice from above. "I am the hockey rink manager." I'm Jim Culver. I'm honored and delighted to be here sharing with you this morning. It's a privilege to be asked. I use he, him pronouns, but honestly, I'll answer to most anything except hey, you. The wonderful ministers and staff at Fountain Street have made creating this video fun for me. Well, except that as a lifelong Chicago Cubs fan, I'm not thrilled that there seems to be a St. Louis Cardinal by my name. In the 90s, I had the privilege of being the minister of music at Fountain Street Church, and even after moving away from Grand Rapids, I am still in my heart a Fountain Streeter. Before we begin, I'll send a big thank you to Danny for making all this video magic happen. Indeed, thanks to everyone at Fountain Street Church for making Fountain Street, Fountain Street. Thanks to the Reverends Christopher, Matthew, Greta, Joe, and thanks to Melissa, Conor, and everyone on staff who makes a difference in the world. Is the 4th of July a sacred holiday? Please allow me a moment to provide a framework for any guests who may have clicked on this service this morning, hoping to find out if Fountain Street is a right place for them. Fountain Streeters, have patience. This opening is for the seekers, the future Fountain Streeters. Fountain Street is both a physical location and a life-changing religion. Those of us who have been touched by this special place, even though we may have moved 1,000 miles away, we still hold Fountain Street in our hearts. We view spiritual life as a journey, not a destination. We believe that life is meaningful when you spend it on something larger than your own. Everyone has something to give that can change the world. Religion gives us a way to make our lives, our values, and our beliefs harmonize with one another within the context of a loving community. The true value of being a religion or looking at theological ideas is to see how they transform our character and guide our behaviors so that we can make deeper connections and serve with loving compassion. Transform within, make connections between, serve with compassion beyond. That's what faith is about. We know that how we live each day matters. Fountain Street offers a religion of love toward each other, toward ourselves, toward our world. Fountain Street is a faith of action. What we do matters far more than what we say. We honor myriad sources of inspiration: poetry, music, sacred texts, nature. No single source is large enough to contain it all. This unique religion stresses the process, not the destination, the deeds, not the creeds. We may not all believe in life after death, but we all believe in life before death. And in that life, we love and support each other on our own unique spiritual journeys. And that's one of the beauties of Fountain Street, that we take our own unique journeys together. Our earlier readings were chosen as reminders that each of us must follow our own path, come into the integrity of our own answers. This morning, my answers are my answers, not yours. There is no singular Fountain Street answer to all of your questions. Fountain Streeters don't tell you what you must believe. They don't ask you to check your mind at the door. The Fountain Streeters I've known not only don't answer your questions, they question your answers. Indeed, my spiel here today is not intended as a truth to receive, but as a spur to your own thoughts. Together, Fountain Street ministers and members are part of a shared ministry made up of the diverse and surprising ways each one of us views religious ideas. This is a religion then for the sharing of ideas, not the regurgitation of beliefs. Fountain Street has a vision of liberal religion that views every person as unique with their own unique gifts to give to the world. They come together in community to encourage personal growth and help you put your beliefs into practice, inspiring you to make a difference in the world. It doesn't matter whether you are young or old, rich or poor, male or female, or transgender or non-binary or gender fluid, you will be loved and listened to at Fountain Street Church. It doesn't matter if you're straight or lesbian or gay or bisexual or pansexual or polysexual or asexual or demisexual or queer or flexible. It doesn't matter whether you're black or white or red or brown or purple with orange polka dots. You'll be loved at Fountain Street. Fountain Streeters invite you to join in a conversation about the meaning of life, love, and service. They only ask that you embrace the concept that this is a faith community of shared values, not shared beliefs. Yet, with that said, the true value of being a religion or looking at theological ideas is to see how they transform our character and guide our behaviors. Religion begins as inner work, transforming us from within. At Fountain Street, religion gives us a way to make our outward lives and our inner values harmonize with one another. Love binds us together. So guests, with that framework, let's explore a bit about whether the 4th of July is a sacred holiday. According to the dictionary, the terms sacred and secular are two distinct concepts. Sacred is considered something holy that's understood by religious persons to be at the core of existence and to have a transformative effect on our lives. Secular is defined as relating to worldly concerns, to life on earth. To my understanding, the difference between sacred and secular depends on the filter each one of us uses to view life. For some, this division between sacred and secular is clear. For many, everything is viewed as sacred. For many others, everything is viewed as secular. For me, I don't make those distinctions. Well, except when I was on staff at Fountain Street and the Sunday morning choir rehearsal began before I had that second cup of coffee. Man, nothing sounded sacred then. Most moments, though, I view all of life as sacred as I define that word. Everything is full of wonder. All of my life's experiences are beyond my understanding. My life filter was informed by one of the most amazing women I've ever met, Fountain Streeter Carol Koistra. Her love of life is a testament to living not buffeted by external events, but by being guided by internal core values and strength. So what are the elements of the sacred? Love, care, respect, compassion, play, the title of this morning's prelude, kindness, the title of this morning's anthem spot music. You know, the core values of a life of meaning. These elements require that we trust our own intuition to determine what resonates with each of us. These truths are unique to each of us. reflective of our filters, of our diverse views of our existence. No one person's truth is more right or more wrong. It just is. No one person's truth remains stagnant. Truth evolves. We understand and accept our truth may be different from the truths of other persons sitting right next to us. And so, at a special place like Fountain Street, we come together to safely and lovingly embrace our humanity. We join together in community to practice being human together. Please allow me a moment to speak to others like me, the expatriate Fountain Streeters, who may be watching and are concerned about the survival of this special place during a pandemic. I would offer that Fountain Street does not need the equivalent of a liberal miracle, like seeing Duncan Littlefair's face in a tortilla. Local Fountain Streeters are sharing the love that they feel in that place. They're passionate about the social action happening there. And our amazing ministers are providing a service that nourishes spiritual journeys. And they have a system in place to support and send out members to do the good work in the Grand Rapids area. Fountain Street is alive and well and living in Grand Rapids. So, is the 4th of July a sacred holiday? Perhaps a better question would be, is the 4th of July a sacred holiday for you? And then a still deeper question would be, is every day sacred for you? There are no right or wrong answers to those questions. There are only your answers that resonate within you. There's only your intuition, your deepest personal experiences. Later today, we'll all take time to enjoy some of the 4th of July traditions, such as eating a hot dog or a burger. Maybe this time just make it a veggie dog and a vegan burger, huh? Evolving truths. Guests today, keep coming back to Fountain Street Church. Join with this amazing community to make a difference in the world. Feel the love in this special place. A love that gives, long-timers say it with me, dignity, meaning, worth, and joy to all our days.
My friends, as I expressed earlier in the service, this is Independence Sunday, and it is also Interdependence Sunday. We are a community that celebrates a 152-year ministry of independence in one form or another, but that has also come with the reality that we are interdependent, not only on one another as a congregation, but on the broader West Michigan region. Every week when we take the offering, that's a tangible way of expressing this reality. And especially when we consider that 50% of those gifts stay right here to keep this ecosystem flourishing, and the other 50% goes right back out into the community, those places that depend on Fountain Street Church, and frankly, the places that we depend on as well. And so with that spirit of interdependence and independence, and of course generosity, the offering will now be received. Thank you, everyone, for being with us this morning. Thank you again to Jim Culver for your uplifting and charging reflection to us this morning, and of course, your gifts of music that you brought to us. And thank you for all of that creative and divine energy and passion that went into curating this special service. Again, thank you to Danny and Conor, who keep these virtual programs and these ministries afloat. And thank you to each of you who continue to call this your spiritual home. As we depart from this Independence Sunday service with one another, I want you to take to heart Jim's words and, of course, the spirit of his music. And I want you to hear this invitation. I invite you to open your minds to the infinite possibilities that will be before each of us as we go into this week. I invite you to open your souls to the endless invitations for growth and flourishing that will be offered to us. And I invite you to open your inner worlds to our shared outer worlds so that we all might live in a more loving, just, equitable, and peaceful world. Go in peace until we meet again, and know how grateful we are for each of you. I'm Reverend Christopher Rowe, and I'm so glad that we got to share this hour with one another. Go in peace.